Boss, let me talk to you about business loans, no bank statements, fast approval, massive amounts. And we are going to share with you the top 10 flexible and very generous lenders that actually take care of you. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to speak about business loans, no bank statements, fast approval, and massive amounts. And we're going to share with you the top 10 flexible and very generous lenders that take care of you right away. So, number 10, we have Tora Capital. Our score, 8.2 over 10. So when you think about Clarify, I want you to think about a player that's constantly changing. Okay, they have fast business loans, no bank statements, massive amounts. You can get financing from $10,000 to $750,000. This is really good. So the APR starts at 7%. You have flexible payment options. Okay, 6 months to 2-year loan terms. Fantastic. Okay, and they will work with you. You just have to call them at 1-877-838-3919. So on certain loan and certain transactions, they are willing to work with you with no bank statements and massive amounts. Okay, and they have 6 best options for fast funding. When you think about Clarify, you got to think about actually they have a short-term loan, they have business line of credit, they have invoice factoring, they have equipment loan, they have SBM micro loan, they have merchant cash advance. Okay, this is really good. So overall, here is a player who will always work with you. Okay, and the thing here is that if you have a question, always give them a call. They will work with you, not a problem. Number 9, we have here Business Capital. Our score, Business Capital USA, our score 8.5 over 10. So when you think about this player, I want you to think about a service that not only will actually grant you a large loan amounts with no bank statements and massive amounts and fast approval, but you have to make sure that you speak to them firsthand. Okay, they need to understand your business. They need to understand what kind of financing needs you have. Okay, it's important. And what we love with the Business Capital USA is that they're very flexible. Flexibility is very important. Okay, so you can actually get up to $1 million very fast. But again, you have to provide some kind of documentation. No bank statements, of course, but if you have some kind of income statements or any kind of documentation about your revenue, your business cash flows, this is really important. Okay, they want you to be in business for at least 6 months. Okay, and you need to process at least $5,000 in monthly sales, and those can be electronic sales. You can show them electronic sales statement. This is fine. Okay, and basically they actually can give you money to purchase inventory, buy equipment, hire additional staff, cover marketing costs. Okay, renovate or expand business, include new services or products, deal with equipment repairs, and so on and so forth. So this is really good. So actually, Business Capital USA provides merchant cash advances, but also other types of loans. If you have any question, give them a call at 1-800-821-6460. Number 8, folks, we have here Quick Loans Direct. Here's another player that we love a lot, and our score 8.7 over 10. And one thing we love about Quick Loans Direct is that not only they will work with you on certain transactions with no bank statements and really a fast approval, and we love the flexibility. We love the diversity. Okay, so whether you need 5,000 or 1 million, they have rates that start as low as 7%. Okay, and there is never an obligation for you to accept a loan. Okay, so it's all about making sure that they actually work with you. Okay, so if you need up to $1 million, you can give them a call. Now, usually, Quick Loans Direct wants you to have 3 months of bank statements, but they are willing to work with you on special transactions, on special occasions, if you are able to provide other types of paperwork that proves your business revenue. For example, it can be electronic sales of electronic credit card sales or debit card sales. That's not a problem. Okay, and one thing we love with Quick Loans Direct is that they are literally fast. Okay, they can actually give you same day funding if you want it. Yeah, they actually gave business loans, business lines of credit, revenue advance, conventional loans. Okay, so this is really good. If you have any question, give them a call. 1-888-532-6939. 1-888-532-6939. So quick loans direct. Our score 8.7 over 10. Number, where are we? Yeah, number 7. Yes. Number 7 we have here, capital for business. Our score 8.8 over 10. So when you think about capital for business, here is another player that actually will work with you. If you have no bank statements, they will give you massive amounts. You are looking at $4,000 to $1 million. You have an easy application, no obligation. Okay, and so they'll work with you. You can get your cash in as little as 24 hours. As little as 24 hours, boss. That's just fantastic. You have a soft pull process. Okay, you can apply in minutes. They will give you different quotes, and if you like what you see, just go ahead and just tell them to give you the money. Okay, remember the range here, 4,000 to $500,000, and you can pre-qualify for up to $500,000 in small business funding. This is really good. Okay, and so you just have to tell them about your business. You tell them about you. Okay, and what will happen here is that if you don't want the no bank statement option, you have to give them another option for them to actually approve you. Because usually they want you to connect to your bank account, but if you don't want them to connect to your bank account, you have to actually find another way so they can actually get repaid from you every month. Okay, but when you think about capital for business, I want you to think about fast business loans. Okay, you are talking about the business loans, short-term business loans, long-term business loans, lines of credit, and whatnot. So the possibilities are there. Fantastic. Number 6 we have here, Sutton Funding. Our score 9 over 10. Here's another player we love Sutton Funding. They are just great. Okay, so when you think about Sutton Funding, you are thinking about up to $5 million. Okay, they can work with you with no bank statements and offer you massive amounts. This is totally possible, and the repayment period can be 6 months to 10 years or longer, depends on you. Now the minimum time in business, they want you to be in business for 12 months, but we have seen folks who actually were startups and they got approved. It's all about how you actually structure your business loan application. Very important. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that they actually will fund all kinds of opportunities. They will give all kinds of loans, business loans, with no bank statements at all. Okay, so we're talking about accounts receivable funding, business lines of credit, commercial real estate finance, equipment financing. This is really good. Okay, hard money, MCA, merchant cash advance, merchant credit card processing. This is really good. So the application process, everything happens online, totally possible. They want you to have your balance sheet, your profit and loss statements. Okay, as I said, they do have bank statements in their process, but if you request it and you are able to provide additional, alternative documentation, they will waive the bank statement part. Okay, it's really important to remember. So I want to say Sutton Funding, our score 9 over 10. Number 5, folks, we have here SBM Compass. Our score 9.1 over 10. And when you think about SBM Compass, I want you to think about a player that is constantly changing, and they have instant business loans that they can approve you with no bank statements at all. Okay, and you were talking about fast underwriting, a very fast underwriting. You were talking about funding of up to $1 million. Okay, and we love the fact that they have a very competitive APRs. Okay, you have fast underwriting, you have limited documentation. Okay, you have quick approvals, and in some cases you can have same day funding. So this is really, really good. And what kind of business loans they actually provide? You are talking about equipment financing. This is really good. You have invoice financing. You have bridge loans. Okay, you have lines of credit. Okay, you have term loans. You have working capital. This is really good. And you can use the funding to do a lot of things. You can buy inventory. You can expand your business. It's totally up to you. And they actually provide loans, small business loans, to a variety of industries. You're talking about what? Hotels, transportation, technology, construction, restaurant. So they really, really cover the whole gamut. Number 4, we have Tora. Our score 9.2 over 10. So when you think about Tora Capital, I want you to think about a lender that is constantly innovating. And basically, they will work with you with no bank statements and fast approval. If you're able, as I said before, if you're able to provide alternative documentation, okay, to make sure that you are going to repay them. That's all it is. So you have fixed term funding limits up to $575,000. Okay, that's for established businesses. And if you are a startup, they actually can fund you up to $125,000. So overall, this is a great player. This is a really great player. Okay, so they provide up to $700,000 in funding. This is really great, and we love the fact that with Tora Capital, you have no paperwork, no asset, no appraisal, no headache. Okay, so their funding programs do not require very limited asset verification. Okay, no business appraisal, and little to no paperwork. This means that in some cases, when you apply, you can get an approval, sign, and move on to bigger and better things real fast. So this is really good. So they can help you do a lot of things. They can help you with business development cost. They can help you. They can give you the funds to make critical purchases. Think about things like licensing, patents, and trademarks. Okay, so you have they provide cash flow to startups in terms of technology investment, staffing and office space, advertising and marketing. So with Tora Capital, you really get the whole 9 yards. Number 3, we have Zing. Our score 9.3 over 10. When you think about Zing, I want you to think about a lender that will approve you with no bank statements. They offer massive business loans. You are talking about loan amounts from $10,000 to $1 million. This is just fantastic. Okay, and the maturity here is 6 months to 5 years. Okay, they want you to be in business for 6 months at least. Okay, and they want you to have personal credit above 500, monthly revenue above 10,000, and you actually must have a business plan. Okay, but they will work with you with no bank statements at all. Okay, they offer custom terms and loans, affordable pricing, fast loan closing, and they have a whole team of financing specialists that will work with you. Okay, and if you have any question, please call 470-531-1715. Again, the number here is 470-531-1715. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We also having a conversation here about business loans, no bank statements, massive amount, fast approval. And I want to talk to you now about our number 2. Number 2, we have Sunwise Capital. Our score 9.5 over 10. So here is another lender that does not require bank statements. Under the right circumstances, you have to ask them, make sure that you have the right conversation with them. Okay, so they want you to be in business for at least 1 year. Yearly revenue $150,000, but this can be waived if you have a conversation with them. Loans here go from $10,000 to $1 million, to actually $2 million, not $1 million, and the credit score 500 minimum. Okay, so when you think about Sunwise Capital, I want you to think about a very fast and easy online small business lender. Okay, you have no cost, no obligation, 24 hours approvals, next day funding. Okay, and the cool thing here is that you can use the cash for growth, expansion, or renovation, to improve cash flows for working capital, for new technology or equipment. We love that. Insurance and tax payments, additional staffing or payroll, inventory, and advertising. So you really have a large constellation of users here. Okay, and so what makes Sunwise Capital unique, really, it's just, for us, it's just the speed of approval. Okay, the diversity, the flexibility, the fact that they are willing to work with you. Okay, very flexible. We love that. And number 1, the best of the best in our view when it comes to business loans, no bank statements, fast approval, massive amounts. We are talking about Tora Financial. Our score 9.8 over 10. So with Tora Financial, you can get loans up to $500,000 in as little as 72 hours. Okay, from approval. So and the thing is, you can qualify in minutes. This will not affect your credit. No obligation here. They have a soft pull process in place. This is really good. And in terms of requirements, they want you to have at least 6 months in business, $12,000 minimum in gross sales, and no open bankruptcies. Very important to understand. And you can actually use a business loan from Tora Financial for a lot of things, for marketing, for payroll, for expansion, for paying bills, for cash flow, for inventory, for renovations, for taxes. They do not have restrictions on their loans. So this is really good in general. So we love Tora Financial for that, and our score 9.8 over 10. Let me quickly give you an overview before we close to this conversation. So when we talk about business loans, no bank statements, massive amounts, and fast approval, please remember the fact that you're not providing bank statements means that you have to provide an alternative set of paperwork. It's very important. Let me repeat that. If you're not providing bank statements to the lender, you need to provide an alternative set of papers or documents. And this could be your financial statements. This could be, your income statement, your balance sheet, your cash flow statements. This could also be your business tax returns for last year, for the last 3 years. Okay. This could be statements from from electronic credit card sales. So if you sell, let's say you make a lot of electronic credit or debit card sales, the lender might really want to see that. Long story short, you need to provide some kind of documentation so the lender knows that you are going to repay them. This is what it is, okay? So don't really think that you just can get a loan and not provide any type of documentation. This is not true, okay? Now, if you want to qualify for a business loan with no bank statements and massive amounts, make sure that you are clear about the type of financing that you need. Are you looking for accounts receivable? Do you want to finance inventory, invoices, commercial real estate, investment real estate, personal real estate, land, equipment and machinery, bank, credit card processing accounts? It's really important to be clear about that, to be clear about the type of asset that you are actually financing, okay? And make sure that you understand the details about this type of loans. Usually the rates go from 8 to 25%. The terms 6 months to 3 years. Funding time can be 1 day to 21 days. Yeah, there could be cases where you might have to wait a long time to get the money you need. Depends on your situation, and it depends on the lender, okay? And the repayments can be daily, weekly, or monthly, especially when we're talking about a business lines of credit. This is very important, okay? And in terms of documents that they need, if they don't want you to provide bank statements, they will ask you, as I said before, business tax returns. They might ask you to provide a list of collateral. They might ask you to provide financial statements. They might ask you to provide a business plan. So the whole thing is the lender wants to understand, they wants to have a clear idea of the kind of business you run, of the kind of industry you're in, so they can actually gauge the prospects of you defaulting on the loan or you paying the loan. That's just what it is, okay? They are trying to cover their ass. That's what it is. And let me just quickly give you a few pro tips. If you are trying to get a business loan with no bank statements and you want to have a massive amounts with fast approval, make sure that you are organized. It's really important to go to the right lender. In today's conversation, I have given you 10 lenders, okay? It's important to go to the right lenders. Please do some research about them. You want to watch shows like this to have a clear idea of what the lender is about, but also you want to go online, read about the lender. You want to go to websites such as the Trustpilot. You want to go to a BBB, Better Business Bureau. So the whole thing is you want to educate yourself, okay? And number two, you want to prepare your documentation. Simply because we said no bank statements doesn't mean you are not providing anything else. You have to provide other stuff, okay? I mean, the lender wants to know how you're going to repay the loan. If you don't want bank statements, that means does that mean that you don't have a bank account or what? Okay? And so how are you going to repay the lender? Are you going to repay the lender through a special arrangements where they actually deduct part of your weekly sales? Or are you going to pay them through PayPal? Like, you have to really analyze those. And then, again, it's all about making sure that you talk to the lender beforehand, okay? And how quick can you get a business loan under this scenario? Well, we've seen cases where you can get a business loan on the same day. Same day of our application, you get a business loan. But again, it's all about having a conversation with the lender beforehand so that you are clear about the expectations you are clear about their requirements, you know exactly what they're asking for. Okay, this is really important. You want to be in a situation where you are clear about those things. Okay, and so how does an instant business loan works? You just apply in minutes. Okay, in some cases they'll ask you to provide your FICO score, but again, it is a soft pull, so no I would say no adversarial effect on your FICO score. Okay, you're not going to see this is not a hard pull. So after you just apply, you can see it'll give you offers. If you love what you see, if you love the pre-offers, the pre-approval offers, just pick one. Okay, based on the maturity, based on the amount, based on the APR. And what will happen here is that then you have to apply for real if you love the offer, and then at that point they will have to do a hard pull. And so if they approve you, you just have to review and accept your offer. Okay, and once you're approved, just draw funds. Again, if you don't want to provide bank statements, does that mean that you don't have bank accounts? So how are you going to access the funds, and how are you going to repay? But those are questions for another day. But in today's conversation, I just want to give you a few pro tips that you need to follow to make sure you get the loan you need and deserve. Before I do the recap, please check out our business loan evaluation video. This has it talks to you about the process we use to evaluate, to list, and categorize business loans on this show. Check this out. All right, I want to quickly recap today's conversation. So I was talking to you about business loans, no bank statements, fast approval, massive amounts, the top 10 flexible and generous lenders. Number 1, Tora Financial, 9.8 over 10. Number 2, Sunwise Capital, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have Zing, 9.3 over 10. Number 4, we have Tora Capital, 9.2 over 10. Number 5, we have SBM Compass, 9.1 over 10. Number 6, we have Sutton Funding, 9 over 10. Number 7, we have Capital for Business, 8.8 over 10. Number 8, we have here Quick Loans Direct, 8.7 over 10. Number 9, we have Business Capital USA, 8.5 over 10. And number 10, we have here Clarify Capital, our scoring, 8.2 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.